I'm not obese. I'm a plus-size, curvy lady.
Do you find the term obese offensive
yeah.
insensitive, unpleasant?
I find it very offensive.
Yeah.
It's just not a nice word. Why do we have to be labelled with that word?
And do you consider yourself healthy? Because, of course, the argument is if you are carrying extra pounds, it puts more pressure on you and on your body. Do you feel like you're in full health?
I feel, for the weight I am and the way that I look at the moment, I feel comfortable with the way I am. I don't think it should just be targeted at plus-size girls. You've got, you know, size maybe 12 ladies that could be deemed to be unhealthy because they smoke or they drink. I think.
Would you like to be 6 stone heavier? That's what Tess Holliday is. She's your height. In fact, she's an inch smaller than you.
It doesn't matter about what Tess is or what I am. I'm individual to me.
You're 16 stone?
Yes.
You're classified as obese. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
I mean, it doesn't offend me. I think it's how you take on words and labels. I like the term plus size. I feel proud, I feel confident. It's who I am and I embrace who I am.
But there's plus size. You see, who's that? Ashley Graham, isn't it? Is the plus size model. I've sat next to her at a dinner party and I thought she was a wonderfully positive body image, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I don't look at you and see somebody I think looks dangerously overweight, right? You're my weight, right? Which is obviously svelte and everything else. I'm talking about the Tess Holliday area, where I think she's being used in a very... And we'll come to Gemma, isn't it? I think she's being used in quite a cynical way. I think she's being used in a way that, unfortunately, means she can now only make money if she stays at 300 pounds or larger. And she said in the interview, I've never been heavier, I've never been happier. Does any woman ever really believe that the heavier they get, the happier they are?
I think that's open to individuals and personality. I think putting a label on everybody who comes under the BMI of obese or morbidly obese is actually... It's quite ignorant, because we're all very different. As you can see, we're all very diverse in who we are. We're completely different personalities. The way we carry ourselves is all different. I've been 28 stone. I've lost 13 stone.
Why did you lose 13 stone?
Because I felt at the time that was something I needed to do.
Why?
I had no health complications, none.
But you would have done, right?
OK, so in the long run, possibly.
She's a fully self-employed individual, so the only person who's exploiting her would be herself. If you
the magazines are exploiting her.
But she makes all the money. It's her brand. It's her. It's her. Everything.
Cosmo are making money too.
Yeah, but off her, she's getting paid.
They're deliberately using her to make money.
Pausing that for 1 second. You know how the celebrity industry works. If she were to lose £300, she'd be dead. If she were to lose £100, the money she would make off that, she could double her income by doing a weight loss DVD, by selling her soul.
So why don't we encourage her to do that?
Because she doesn't want to.
She does want to. I don't believe that.
But this is my thing. Why are you so obsessed with her?
I'm not obsessed with her.
You are obsessed with her.
It's a little bit weird.
I had literally until the start of September, which is literally a few weeks ago, I'd never heard of her.
And since the start of September,
I get back from holiday, I see the cover of Cosmo, and I'm like, sorry, what's going on here?
Have you
read
followed her journey, though? Have you followed her journey ever? Have you gone back and researched anything? Because there are actually posts where she's in the gym and she's eating healthy. It's not all...
She has a personal trainer.
She does.
She works out.
That's what she does.
I've just seen her post videos of her munching cake with her bare hands.
OK, Dr.
It's not about just eating.
I'm serious. And then she said to someone this morning,
It's
I
also
didn't eat
about
all the
mental
cake.
health as well.
Some people like a Big Mac, some people like cake.
I found when I
Can I just ask a question of Dr. Miriam Stoppard?
Yes, you may, Suzanne.
These lovely women here, even though Helen has already objected to the word obese, but as Piers points out, obese is technically a category when you're judging BMI. Is it dangerous, bad for your health? Is the Tess Holliday cover actually promoting something that is not a good idea? Or is it, I think, about accepting who you are and not constantly fighting yourself?
OK, I'd just like to say at the beginning, Susanna, that I think every woman has the right to be proud of her body. Yes. And her body is her own business.
I totally agree, by the way.
Thank you.
I totally agree.
So what if you make Tess Holliday's body your
You all
business?
look fabulous.
OK, so just a minute, though. I am bothered by things like the cover of Cosmo, because I think it glorifies and glamorizes, and I'm going to use the word obesity. I think that the person looks like they've made a healthy life choice. People see it as that, and they see them as a good role model, and so they would copy that. In the long term, there are going to be problems because fat we all think of as harmless. It isn't.
Rebecca,
fat is
and
toxic.
Rebecca, let me ask you this. If this woman, Tess Holliday, this model, had been anorexic, genuinely anorexic, painfully thin, right?
Yes.
Size 0, right? And she was on the cover of Cosmo, what would you say about that?
So it's a really tricky issue. There are still...
Because I feel the same way about
so-
size 0. When Victoria Beckham has used them on the catwalk, I've written scathing columns, right?
a lot
I
of
think that is
times.
equally dangerous. It's not about being just anti-300-pound people. It's about people who are dangerously underweight or overweight being glamorised
So two
in that
things.
way.
In terms of somebody being normalised or glamorised, there is huge amounts of research that proves that feeling terrible about your weight means you're more likely to put on weight and emotionally eat. People who feel OK about their bodies are more likely to be like, do you know what, I deserve good, nourishing food and a workout. So actually, if you
I don't really agree with that.
There is
I don't really agree with that.
You might not
No, I think most people either they hear something about their weight,
No, there are
or a
peer-reviewed
doctor
studies.
tells them something about their weight, or they look in the mirror and go, enough, I'm getting too fat.
No, I
In other words, there's an element of shame that drives you to lose the weight.
No, because I had bulimia after I lost all of my weight. So I've been two ends of the spectrum. I've been severely overweight and then to a point where I couldn't eat. They're going to hospitalise me. And I didn't have a positive frame of mind being that size.
OK, can I just one last question to Dr. Miriam? What is the most effective... I don't agree that body shaming or making someone feel bad about their weight helps.
Right.
What is the most effective way that people can lose weight, in your experience as a doctor?
Right. One of the things...
Eat less food, do more exercise.
Are you a doctor?
Can we hear from the medical professional in the room?
Dr. Pearce?
Am I wrong, Miriam? Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Doesn't it really just boil down to
shush, just
better,
for a moment.
healthy eating, less food down your gullet, and do some more exercise?
And healthy.
And by the way, I think the same about men who are lard asses.
Can I just bust a myth? No, I've just heard it said there that you can be fat and healthy. Actually, you can't be.
No.
You're always somewhat unhealthy. There's a big study done on 17,000 people, and they were heavy, and they did regular exercise. And those people were still a third more likely to have a heart attack than people who were of normal weight.
The most inspiring thing Tess Holliday could now do, in my view, is actually say, right, I am now going to lose 100 pounds.
She doesn't need to.
She does, but also, but she doesn't care.
She does
what
need to.
She doesn't care.
She does.
That might not work.
Any doctor in the world will tell you. You went to a doctor recently who said that you were top-heavy on the BMI, you should lose some weight, and you lost a stone in 6 weeks.
But this
willpower
doesn't matter.
directed by a doctor. I didn't think you needed to, but you did, and you've never felt perkier, right?
Every person can be more healthy.
I need to lose a stone in weight. I know that, right? This job we do is not conducive to healthy living, right?
No.
I need to lose a stone in weight. I will do it because I'm disciplined.
Piers, can I make one last suggestion? I think with every glamorous photograph of a plus-size model, there should be a health warning.
Oh,
in exactly the same way.
That's ridiculous.
It isn't ridiculous. It really isn't ridiculous. Just as there is with drinking and gambling and smoking, because you know, overeating causes a very dangerous.
Rebecca, final word from you.
Are we going to put a health warning on every picture of Donald Trump?
There is a health warning on
Every single picture, because he's overweight. James Corden, front
Actually,
cover
Donald Trump is
GQ.
Donald Trump, as he will tell you from his own doctor, is very healthy.
But he's overweight.
You know why?
So
He's
you
never
can be
drunk
healthy and
alcohol.
overweight.
He's never smoked cigarettes. He's never taken drugs.
But
Donald
he
Trump
is
is oddly
overweight.
very healthy.
But he
He's
is-
the worst example you
But
could
he
use.
is overweight.
Okay.
He
Piers,
is
I have
proved.
more energy at my size than half the women, half my friends have it. So you cannot link the two.
I'm going to say thank you to your fascinating discussion. I just think for a lot of women, the battle in your head against your body can be incredibly corrosive and destructive, and I don't think that helps in trying to lose weight.
But if
and
it was
simply saying eat less and move more sounds so simple. It is so
I'm not saying it's
hard
simple.
to do.
I'm saying it's
and I
what
think
you-
every woman is on, and every man is on their own battle and their own journey.
Their own journey,
and
their
it
own
doesn't
battle.
help when you
Everyone's on a
target
battle.
one individual and tell her what she should do.
But